Patrick, Minnesota sports can't be stopped. The Wolves, the
No.
Wild, Gopher basketball. Those privateers had no chance.
No, they had no, and this was after Marcus gave them quite a build-up too for their ability to steal the ball. Now I don't know who they were stealing it from, but obviously not our Gophs, who went and put 97 on them. And I saw that they announced a roaring crowd of 6,000 something, which was what they announced when they had 3,500. So I don't know what they had last night. They might have had a few more, but anyway, that had to be a better performance. I mean, New Orleans, I don't know anything about them, but that had to be an improved performance on what they threw up out in San Francisco the other night. So anyway.
And you were at the Wolves, right?
I was at the Wolves game, and the Utahs were kind of playing this. They had a lineup that included two guys that are on those two-way contracts, right? They Markkanen took the night off, and they didn't start Colin Sexton. I don't know if they're not starting him, but he's a pretty good guard. So I don't know what was going on, and they were up 35-23. And then the Wolves went on a 15-point run, played some defense, and they really ate their lunch in the third quarter, playing defense and getting out and running, and the two big guys blocking shots, and the Walker guy just making plays all over the court. And they ran away from them. And then the last, I was wondering what the spot on the game was, because Utah's, kind of becoming one of the tanking teams too. And I guess it was 10.5. They won by 11. They were up 16 or 17. They started throwing the ball all over the arena at the end and trying to make these crazy plays. And it got down to 11. I'm sure some of the bettors were not happy with that. But, they, I guess what continues to impress me is when they get a big height advantage, or when they're bigger and stronger inside, which they generally are, Gobert and Towns are really playing well together. And I think the secret is Rudy is they're not coming down the court and saying, we got to feed Rudy, like they did last year. They were trying to figure out how to get him involved. And now they just let him involve himself. And if he's open for a dunk, they lob the ball to him. Now, he tried to make 2 or 3 actual moves yesterday around the basket and kicked it out of bounds once or twice. But it's, what I certainly felt never was going to work last night. And Carl was just so much better than the guys that were playing against him. He just went and got 32, even though they had a little short, tiny referee. He's about 4'6". I don't know who he was, but he's a little tiny guy. Right off the bat, he was the crew chief too. Right off the bat, he called the cheapest charge in the history of against Cat. It was like he wanted to get him screaming at him right off the bat so he could throw him out of the game or something. It was ridiculous. It wasn't hardly even a bump. And he called the offensive foul, and he gave him 2 offensive. They gave him 2 offensive fouls in the first half, but he only had 1 more foul after that. But it was a easy victory. Not as easy as 6-1 in Nashville, though, but an easy victory.
Pat, I saw this on the Timberwolves from Opta Sports. So the Wolves went 13-2 in the month of November. That is the best record by a Minnesota-based MLB, NBA, or NHL team in a single month.
Is it ever?
By any Minnesota sports team in a single month.
Wow.
Of those 4, obviously the NFL can't count because they only play.
I don't even know who
5.
You're quoting on that. Opta Sport. What are they?
They're a sports database. They keep track of fun statistics, kind of like that. But yeah, best record by a Minnesota-based team in a single month.
Well, who else would you, with their illustrious history, who else would you expect to come and do that for the Minnesota sports teams? That's by percentage-wise, that's pretty hard to beat. 13-2. Wow, that's. I think you gave me my lead. I have to write a Saturday column, so that's. I guess we can laud them. And you know what? They the third quarter, for at least when they put the game away, every time they took a ball off the board, they were running, which was they were really pushing the pace, which I think when you don't have Edwards and you don't have McDaniel, and that worked out pretty good. This Nickel Walker. What's his other name?
Nah, we
Nikhil.
call him.
Nikhil.
Huh?
Nikhil Alexander Walker, but
No.
it is
Nah,
also
we just call him Nah. It's easier.
Nah. They didn't have McDaniel. They didn't have Edwards. He replaced both of them. He played, a little off guard, little small forward, and was great. He was defensively. He drew 4 charges, and he was all over the place. He had 5 steals, 4 charges. He just kind of ate their lunch, and of course, he enjoyed that because he played there at the U. They basically tossed him into the Michael Connolly trade because they didn't want him. So it's apparently Finch liked him from when he was in New Orleans, and he was basically not getting to play much at all. But Finch was an assistant there, and he kind of liked his athletic ability, if nothing else. So that's he's come in extremely handy. Because Shake Milton, there's 2 Miltons. The 76ers still have a Milton, right?
You think they got the wrong one?
I think we got the wrong one. Such always says, how did we know we got the right Nishioka? There might have been another one over there in Japan. They might have sent us a different Nishioka. I think they sent us the wrong Milton. We wanted the other Milton. They sent us Shake. I think we signed Shake as a free agent, though, right? That wasn't a trade. I think
Yeah.
Phil
keeps telling us Shake's going to be fine. Phil keeps saying, I like Shake. Shake's going to be fine. I trust Phil. He's the basketball guy on the show, but
I like nothing about Shake. It's just complete chaos. Chaos and desperation to do something. He's desperate to do something because he knows he's been a complete flop. But I don't. Shake's gonna be one of those guys when you get to the postseason, you never see Shake. You're not gonna see Shake. He's just gonna be sitting over there. When you get to the 8-man rotation, he's not gonna. And everybody's healthy. He's not gonna. You're not gonna see Shake. Shake is a train wreck as far as figuring knowing what the hell he wants to do. It's crazy.
So did you know that John Hynes is the second coming of Toe Blake, Scotty Bowman, and Al Arbor?
It was funny. I sent a tweet out that Chris Hynes and I were talking last night, and the Star Tribune's got to come up with a Minnesota Sports Person of the Year. And there isn't one. There is. Look around. Where is there one? I mean,
I saw your tweet.
Sonny Gray had a good year, but it's not a Sports Person of the Year. Pablo had a good year. It's not that. There isn't one. And somebody sent it. I think it was who somebody said should be the new wild coach. It should be Hynes. Should be John Hynes. He might. This would be the latest rush ever to win the award. But I don't know. You got one? We don't have. I don't know. They say they got a bunch of nominees, but
who are their nominees?
I don't know. There isn't one.
I mean,
even the minor. We didn't have like a Olympic star.
Right.
I mean, we didn't have an Olympics, but we didn't have an international star of any kind. I don't know what they're going to do.
Is there with the Twins finally ending the playoff skid? I mean, that doesn't seem good to me. But like, I was just trying to think last night. I saw your tweet. I was trying to think, is there like any hook even that would be creative? But I don't know. I have one. No,
I don't think you have a. I don't know where you go. This would have been a good year for the Looney Tunes to do something, and they end up finishing 11th. And I really don't think we can go to another Lynx player because they've had about 9 of them. And when you win one playoff game, I don't think you can give it to Nafisa. So, Maybe you can celebrate motherhood by giving it to Nafisa or something. I don't know.
You know who could have made a run? It's fallen way short now, no chance. But if Joshua Dobbs had really extended that thing, that would have been a fun story. But you're right. You're right. I think it might need to be vacant, Pat.
I think that's what I was thinking. I might say,
Sorry.
no, I'm not doing it this year, Minnesota. And it's not because we were terrible in sports. It's just nobody did well,
No.
Did you, you could throw, I'm sure there were people willing to nominate Kirk at one time. Did you see Kirk's latest? He is doing a little hit for the family, one of those anti-gay family outfits. He did a little half interview.
Yeah, he joined a podcast to talk about his faith and stuff. But he stayed away. He stayed away from that stuff. But yes, that entity has had some negative.
That entity is pretty far out there in the anti-gay crusade. So,
but he is enjoying himself. Speaking of, Mackey's on a bye week right now, a little vacation with his beloved. Kirk is in, I believe, Hawaii, I think, right now. He's on a little vacation of himself. He tweeted a picture on his Instagram story
that's where that was.
Of I think it was Hawaii. I could be wrong here.
Well, they probably had that scheduled during bye week. And it's bye week because otherwise he's out there helping everybody and guiding them. And, the
he
Dobbs.
Ain't playing again. I don't care.
When I was thinking of the John Hynes madness we're having here, I was thinking back to Joshua Dobbs madness. Now it's a different thing, but it did last 2 games. So, every time Jake Middleton scores, though, they win, right? So,
yeah. Basically. What
but,
about?
But they are
what about
trying.
Ant, Pat?
Huh?
Ant. I bet Ant's going to get some steam internally at the start. If I know the Star Tribune folks, still, I bet Ant's going to get some steam.
I was thinking Ant, but.
I don't like it. I'm saying I think it's going to get some.
No, I mean, he's not. Yeah, it's probably because of their renewed status.
Mm-hmm.
It's them, somebody from them, but I don't know. I don't know where you go. I don't really. I guess maybe Ant. I don't know. Could have been Nas until the last month. The Nas phenomenon was. Now Nas is getting 6 or 8 a night. He's not carrying the team, so it's a vacant situation right now. The hockey. If the hockey team and the Gulfs had won the national championship in hockey, they should have.
Yep.
Like they should have. You could, take somebody from Moscow or somebody else, but I don't know what. I don't know what to do, and it's not an indictment of Minnesota sports. It's just that there's no judge that saved us from contraction or anything either. So Harry just died, no matter of fact. So, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, when I first watched Evison's teams, what impressed me was they played fast.
Yep.
Right?
Correct.
And now this guy's come in and tried to save them by playing fast. How do we slow down? How did his coaching technique change, or did he get more conservative, or what? What happened? Because they stopped playing fast. Now, I think maybe we looked at them and said they didn't have the players to play fast, but now they're trying it anyway, and it's so far very successful.
I think you just hit it. I think that they decided they didn't have the overall talent to play as fast as they had been. But it's more, you know what? 2 games at least, it sure looks like a different team. And again, it is the most hockey thing of hockey.
Oh,
things.
Sure. Yeah. It is.
We're all excited now. We're all back. We're all reinvigorated.
Yes. He's got the room. He's captured the room.
And meanwhile, Dean right now is talking to my dog Stella to explain exactly what transpired. It's unbelievable. I've never seen a coach make the rounds like this.
He's making that somebody said that to me last night, that he was making the rounds of the TV stations or something like that. He
Yep.
was at Channel 5 and other places.
Doogie talked to him yesterday, and I saw him on Channel 9 as well. So and I think he was actively like calling the TV people he knew.
Yes.
You know, had lunch with Russo, talked to Sarah. I'm sure he talked to the Pioneer Press. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it is. Well, I knew he was going to, because they were calling him and asking him stuff, and he got together with that. I didn't know these were all individuals, though, interviews. I thought he did like a mass one with the Print and the Athletic. And
that's what
like
Yo
that.
did. So Yo called them all to like a Caribou in Woodbury after he got fired, and I think sat down with the entire group. Dean's literally going one-on-one with everyone he can to explain this whole thing.
Well, he's probably got a rental someplace where he's got to pay for it till the end of the year anyway. So they're hanging out here, I would guess. Huh? He's got a bride, I would assume. I don't know. I don't know what.
She's a flight attendant for Air Canada. She's not here.
Oh, really? So well, he's sitting by his phone hoping some team goes in the tank, just like this one did, I'm sure.
He has a marriage that I consider ideal.
Oh my goodness, yes.
They're very much in love, long time, but they ain't near each other for a good portion of the year.
Free flight. Yep. Even if you're making a lot of money, there's no problem with free flights, right? So
exactly.
What was his contract up at the end of this season, or they got to pay him a little bit more?
Yep, not much. Season, so. Not much. So, hey, but did you see the Twins broadcast news that's going to be announced officially today?
Oh no.
Corey Provis to TV. Atterbury becomes the main play-by-play guy on radio.
That's kind of what I didn't know that's what was going to happen, but I thought maybe they would simulcast, but I guess him to TV. I wonder if Gladdy would like to go to TV with him.
Yeah, they didn't say there.
Good question.
There's no announcement yet, but no, it sounds according to the Star Tribune piece, they're going to continue their rotation of analysts in the TV booth.
But then, of course, where they're going to be is another situation that has not been determined, right?
Correct.
I wonder how close they are. But I everybody told me when they were upset about Dick getting let go. I said, I think they had Provis on TV for a week this year, and that was Dick's big mistake. He let Provis have a week on TV.
COVID.
Yeah, that's right. He had COVID.
Dick did not want games off throughout the only entity that forced him to take games off was the short-lived, of course, Victory Sports.
Yes,
but Bramer never wanted time off because of this.
Yes, he was smart enough to know that, we're all replaceable. And the other thing about Provis is, I wonder if Provis, he's got the Big Ten thing, and he's got basketball he does, and I'm TV is not quite as hard to work as radio. I don't think you can take a radio. You can have Smalley come in and do the play-by-play for a week or something if you want to take some time off. So yeah, TV is a little easier job than doing radio, I think.
I think he's also gonna. I think he's gonna cut back on the Big Ten Network football stuff now, though, because he was starting to miss weekends at a time on CCO. Yeah. So I think that's part of the deal, probably. Hey, but before you go, Patrick, tell us about your friends at the Valley Auto Group.
Jim Paulwell and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers. Fine prices right now, fine interest rates, fine vehicles, that's for sure. And, I bought my last 5-6 cars out to Jim Paul and Brett Paul, and I must trust them implicitly if I do that, don't I? And, go out there and, I got an email from a guy telling me that he took his car to their body shop out there and had tremendous service there too. So if you have the misfortune of banging it out, bang your car up, head out to Apple Valley and have the guys from Valley Group of GM dealers. I didn't look today. Last time I looked, 0.9% interest on a truck and 1.9% interest on virtually everything else if you qualify, and you're probably going to qualify if you're looking for a new car. So holiday season, no time better to buy a car. Winter coming too. What?
Oh yeah.
You know, get
Four-wheel drive,
get
yeah.
one of those. We're gonna get us. Not the next 10 days, apparently. I look, no snow coming, but we're going to get snow eventually. So, the Valley Group of GM dealers, Hastings and Apple Valley. I recommend them highly.
Pat, I'm last thing. I'm going down to Iowa tomorrow. I'm going down to Diamond Joe's, the little sports book just across the border. I was telling these guys, Iowa right now in that Michigan game, the betting odds are, can they get 6.5 points? Over under of 6.5 points just against Michigan. And I think I'm going to take the over because I want to see them get 7. Can they get 7 damn points
because
against Michigan?
When it's 42-0,
Yep.
Michigan will concede a touchdown. So
Yes.
that's an embarrassing number of all time. It's just the over and under for Iowa itself is 6.5.
6.5.
But then again, the over and under for their triumphant win at the end of the season was 25, which was incredible. I don't know. Boy, there is a team that should be in the transfer portal for a quarterback. I saw Matt Rule, by the way, complaining how expensive quarterbacks were and it has become a quarterback thing, right? If you're a quarterback of any competence, go hit the portal and somebody will try to bring you in. But you hit the portal last year, you just hit it for the wrong guy. You brought in the guy from Georgia Tech who couldn't pass. Don't blame anybody else, Matt Rule. You brought in him, Jeff Sims, and thought.
And the Hawkeyes are getting the kid back that they got from Michigan who got hurt.
Yeah,
so the chubby kid was not supposed to be their QB.
No, but why didn't you have some form of athlete to back him up, a freshman or some dang thing? I don't know. But the Gopher fans are proving their class by the kid that's leaving. Ripping him. You should go to Division II or Division III. Nobody wants you, and they're
There's a story there though, because Dad got on Twitter and basically said we're trying to hold our tongues about this. So
yes.
And both kids left, so the brothers both left. So I'm curious what happened. Something behind the scenes took place.
I think they told them to go. I think they said we're bringing somebody else in, and if they get the guy from New Hampshire who had the big numbers. Supposedly, the story today said he's the rated number 5 now in the transfer portal, which he's from New Hampshire. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
But
the death of the Big Ten West, though.
The other, you know what else is interesting though about this portal thing? The bowl games, were losing the draft choices, the guys who had a chance. Now they're losing all these portal guys. The teams are these lousy, pissant teams that are going to bowl games are now. If you go in the transfer, why don't they have the transfer portal in January? I suppose they got to get them in school for, when this next semester starts, and I don't get it, but there's going to be teams that show up with 15 of the guys that played for them that aren't there anymore.
There's no thought to any of this. That's why they're doing it.
Did you look at the list of now he's going to whine again about NIL, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the list of the guys leaving? There are a bunch of guys who weren't playing. Your number 5 running back, and by the time Fleck's done, he'll be talking, well, we lost another great running back. No, you didn't. He was your number 5 running back. All the linemen that are playing, everybody that's leaving wasn't playing. He's running them off and then claiming that he's getting hurt by NIL. He's lost about 2 guys he wanted in the whole thing, but he's still complaining. So anyway,
all right, sir.
But we're all on pins. So Sunday we find out what prestigious bowl game we go to. Then
the whole thing comes out Sunday. Yeah,
I'm holding my breath. Okay.
See you Monday.
Yeah,
bye.
Bye.
All right, that's wrapping with Reusse. We'll have a live edition of Purple Daily, Feedback Friday, and then, of course, Judd's Hockey Show. A lot of takeaways, a lot of things to get into on Judd's Hockey Show that we'll have also on this podcast feed and YouTube channel. Stay tuned for that.